There's a scene that happens in a certain kind of movie. I suppose it would be the action adventure sort of movie. Often it happens in a bar room situation where somebody walks in the door. Usually this might be the hero of the piece, and almost immediately is confronted with, "What are you looking at?" Some gruff, grumpy person, probably a little bit inebriated, a little bit drunk, says, sort of challenges the hero. And of course then the big barroom fight ensues and whatever happens, happens, which isn't the point of my telling this or asking this question. Rather, my thought is this: to ask ourselves the same question, but not in such a challenging, ridiculous way as in the movies, but just to simply say, what are you looking at? What am I looking at? Because what we look at, what we observe, what we train our attention on, to a surprising degree determines what reality we live in. I'll just give a sort of silly example. Driving down a street, we could be noticing, especially if you're in the passenger seat and you're not driving, it's possible to notice the beautiful sky, it's possible to notice the trees or the landscape or the buildings or, the flowers if there are flowers. There's a lot of things we could notice, or we could notice the potholes in the street. Now, if you're driving, it's helpful to notice potholes so you don't drive into them. That's fine. But to sort of take special notice of them means, in a sense, that there are potholes in our minds. And again, I say this not to discourage us from being aware. I mean, it's one thing to say, gosh, there's a bunch of potholes in this road. And it's another thing to sort of fixate on that as what we are paying attention to. And we don't really want to live our lives in pothole consciousness. Never mind that there probably are potholes in many streets that we may drive on. Or if it isn't potholes, it may be some other thing. It may be that the door to the office that we work in squeaks. I have literally put a can of oil in my car for just such purposes. When I run into a door, especially if it's a door that I'm going to be using often, sometimes I'll just give an example. I remember traveling on a vacation once, and the door out to the patio from where we were staying squeaked miserably. And every single time, you just hear this squeaking sound. And, this was going to happen multiple times a day. And so I asked if the maintenance people would come, or would they just give me the oil, and I would, oh, no, they couldn't give me the oil. They would have to come and do it themselves. Well, I waited and I waited and I waited, and I finally just went and bought, spent $4 on a little bottle of oil so that I could oil the hinges and get them to stop squeaking, which they did. In our lives, what we focus on, we may just be aware of a problem, but perhaps we can do something about it right away, and then we don't have to sort of be aware of that. But what we focus on determines what we become. So I don't want to think that I'm becoming a squeaky door, but I would like to think that I am becoming aware of energy flowing, of energy moving, and I like to be aware of beauty in the environment. And often there is tremendous beauty, especially if we look for it and if we cultivate that. And so I'll just close by asking you to ask yourself again, what are you looking at? And try to look for upliftment. Try to look for beauty. Try to look for refinement. Try to look for whatever will ennoble your own spirit and give you more of the native feeling of divine love, divine peace, divine joy, divine wisdom, calmness, those kinds of qualities. Because what we focus on will lead us in one direction or another. Try to focus on things that will lead toward that. Not to the exclusion of other things if you need to focus on them, but just not as a life mission. Some people just are determined to look for the negative. Try rather to look for the positive, because it will infallibly lead to greater awareness of joy inside. Namaste.